From the people who brought you The Conjuring comes a movie nothing like The Conjuring. Annabelle is a supposed prequel to last year's breakout horror hit The Conjuring, based on the mysterious evil powers of a doll that is quickly destroying the life of the young family who happens to own it, in much the same way as this movie is quickly destroying the credibility of the entire horror movie genre. Man, I hated this movie. Now, much of that has to do with the fact that I thought its predecessor was actually an interesting and fresh take on the genre. And this one follows it up by showing exactly 0% of that insight and cleverness. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some creepy moments in this flick, and we can go ahead and call that the best thing about it. I mean, I have to admit, there are a few moments that made my hair stand on end or my heart beat quite a bit faster. And I guess if that's the main reason you go see a horror film, then maybe you will be pleased with this result. But the rest of it, it's just so paint by numbers. First off, most of the scares are typical jump scares, the lowest man on the horror movie totem pole. My brother used to run ahead and hide behind corners to jump out and scare me too. It's not that hard to pull off, but it ultimately doesn't serve your story in any way. But even the stuff beyond that all feels pulled from movies you've seen before and not even necessarily presented in any kind of new way. Look, the reason The Conjuring worked wasn't just because it was scary. It worked because we cared about the characters and it had a deeper thematic structure about the true horrors of evil. This has neither of those things. The characters are all cardboard cutouts who are either in happy idyllic family life mode or screaming we're all gonna die mode. And the themes are non-existent except for a quick message on self-sacrifice at the end, which feels as forced and tacked on as anything I've ever seen. But the worst thing about the movie was how fake it all felt. Like some sort of second-rate stage play that somehow got put on the big screen. If you show me your representation of evil incarnate, and my first thought is about the makeup job or the poor computer graphics, you've probably already lost your shot at keeping me engaged. At the end of the day, Annabelle is a frustratingly cliched, boring, and obvious tale that fails to live up to its predecessor. Even if it has a few creepy moments, there just aren't any characters or themes here to doll this one up to anything more than a D+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. Stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. First, I want to throw some stuff up over here that you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. I'll even give you a second. Good. Want to see more? I've also got reviews out this week of Gone Girl, The Good Lie, and the Christian reboot of Left Behind. You can also click the logo right up here if you want to go to yourmoviefriend.com. It's where you can find searchable database of reviews as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. What is the best movie that centers on a doll ever? Now, not every doll movie is a horror movie, although most of them are. Mine is the one that ends with one of the dolls tied to the front of a truck. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.